And we are live. What's going on, kid?
What's good? What's going on?
Man, it is Wednesday, December 15th. Next week is Christmas. You believe that?
Yeah, a week and a half.
That shit went quick.
Numbers is spiking, boy. The numbers is spiking out there.
Yo, it seems like the Omarion variant allegedly is hitting people hard, like spreading wise. But
I don't know what it is, but I know the numbers are spiking. My son been sick the last few days, but it was strep throat. So at least it wasn't that. He came back negative, thank God.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, man.
He's kissing them girls at school, bro. That's what it is.
My boy.
They're reinforcing the mask ban now, so everybody got to win. And I'm like, what? Yo, none of this shit makes sense.
They caught me the other day. I was in Walmart. They was like, "Where's your mask?" Like when I was leaving, I'm like, what? Like I haven't used a mask out here in months. Wow. Like, all right, I'll wear it next time.
Yeah, it's weird, but what the fuck ever. Outside of that, what's going on, brother? You good?
Yeah, same old. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I woke up at 1:30 and I was like, yeah, I'm going back to sleep. Then the next thing you know, it feels like a second, but then you're like, oh shit. My son comes in the room, he's like, Dad, it's 5:30.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right, cool. I gotta go.
That's cool. Get that nap.
I needed it, bro. But some good news should be coming around the corner. Should be. Cool. Good evening. Sorry, what you said?
I said cool.
Yeah. Good evening to everybody in the room. Salute to our brother, Mr. James Morales and Chef Jay Martinez. We see you. Man, tonight got a good one. Salsero, Mr. Mingo B is going to be with us on the set. Excited about this conversation, man. We get to hear some really intricate details about what it means to be in the business.
Sure.
You know, we've had a few musical guests. We had Mike Delgado. We had AG the Coroner, Minnesota for Money Boss Players.
Vince Serrano.
Yeah, we have Vince Serrano. Salute to Vince Serrano, man. He's putting in work.
Yeah, man.
He is like, dude is doing his thing. Yeah, salute to Vince Serrano, man.
Shout out to Ben Cali. Genesis.
Yeah, our brother Ben. Man, it's crazy how things come back around, right?
Yeah, man.
Let me cut this music real quick.
Yeah, it's been top 5 right now on Billboards, right? Top 5.
Yeah, top 5, man. He's definitely doing his thing. Salute to the regular schmegular, Miss Angelica Reyes. Keep them young ladies safe. Her daughter, I think, is going through it right now. So yeah, we sending her love and good vibes, man.
Sure.
She get well soon. And to my baby sis, Ms. Zenobia McCarter, I see you. My son Foo's Ace and Josiah. Behave yourself. Don't be bad. Yeah, man, it was good to see Ben finally like in a space of this sort of magnitude to a degree, because Ben has been at it for a long time,
man, for sure.
You know, so it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, seeing our people win is something we're always happy to do, right?
Sure,
man. But yeah, man. Tonight we're gonna speak to Mingo B. I think it's gonna be a great conversation, and we got some things lined up, man. Things are just moving quick. So
yeah, man.
Sunday,
New Year's almost here too.
Don't even let's hit the brakes. Salute to Aaron and Aiden. I see y'all. Sally, Sunday. What's the deal Sunday?
Sunday, doing the memorials at Lone Star for Julio. You know, I know some people were like, "Oh, memorial so soon," but it's just he was laid out in DR, so you know, a lot of family and friends didn't, you know, from over here didn't get to say goodbye. So we're gonna have the get together Sunday at 3:00 on.
Right.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be hosting. We're gonna be co-hosting the memorial for the good guy that he was, and all the friends that are gonna be coming in. But we're gonna be doing a live broadcast on Sunday, 6:30, so or 4:30.
About 6 o'clock, probably 6:30.
Okay. We'll put the promo up. Hope everybody could join us from that. Some really good people are going to be coming through to sit down with us.
I might be white girl wasted by that time. But hey, the fact.
Well, I might be hosting, co-hosting by myself.
Yeah.
This guy might be in the chair lumped over, like. But we're gonna be co-hosting the memorial service. I hope everybody, if you're not doing it, come check us out. But tonight, it's all about Mingo B, man. We're gonna have a great conversation. Everybody in the room, if you have questions, line them up, throw them in the room, and this should be a good one. So, do you have anything else on the horizon right now? Or are we good?
No, I think that was it, man.
Okay.
I think that was it. Sunday. And yeah, that's it, man. I'm just a tip. I took a little break because the holidays and it was a little tough to book some people. So I was like, but we'll be back. We'll be back soon.
Remember, Just the Tip Sports with Sasson. It's gonna be next year is gonna be another look. So just get ready for that. We got some things in the works, and yeah, man, New Year's here, but let's start from this starting point because I know everybody is really ready to go. So without further ado, let's run this track. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mr. A.
Sally Sasson in the building.
And this is the set 6145. Tonight, Salsero, singer, producer, engineer, whatever, man of many talents, Mr. Mingo B is with us from Brooklyn. So it's crazy, as we said before the show, how small this world is and how everybody's like within arm's reach of each other, right?
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. It really is. Everybody, I hope y'all ready. Tonight we're gonna have this conversation, and I think it's gonna be an interesting one. Mingo brings a lot of years of experience to the table. Super talented brother, very laid back. So enjoy the conversation we're about to have. So before I bring him on, I'll play this little clip. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Mingo B. Yo. What's up, brother?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
What's going on, man?
I'm chilling, Sally. How are you?
Good. Can't complain.
Well, you can, but nobody's gonna care, right?
True. That's a fact.
I care.
No, yeah. You know how it is, motherfucker. Yo, how you doing? Yo, man, I got these bills. I don't want to hear all that shit. Just small talk. What's up? How you? Yeah, I'm good. All right. So, Mingo, man, welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Glad, appreciate your time. I know you're a busy cat, a lot of things going on. What do you recognize the little track I just played of yours?
Yes, sir, I do. But before I get into that, just want to take the opportunity to thank God for allowing all of us this opportunity. And thank you guys, man, profoundly set 6145 for allowing me this opportunity. Appreciate you.
Of course, brother. We appreciate that, man. The sentiment is felt.
Absolutely. So that track that clip is a track called El Parrandero. It was the second track, if I recall correctly, that I had released.
So what does that mean? El Parrandero. I'm getting tongue-tied. Parrandero. Yeah, what's that?
Parrandero, keeping it short and sweet, it's basically, un tipo de la calle, street dude, a dude that, is into hanging out, very street person.
Bandido.
Algo así, un títere.
There you go. That's the word.
Yeah, they're all along the same line,
Right.
What was the Gran Combo, vagabundo, whatever? Is that the same meaning, or is that?
Well, no. Vagabundo is basically, if I recall correctly, it's basically kind of like a lazy dude, someone that just don't. Yeah, gotcha. A bum. There you go.
So roughly translated in English, a vagabond, which is essentially a bum.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So Mingo, we always like to start from the beginning, and this happens to be my favorite question because I always ask all our guests because it gives a foundation to build the conversation around. Where does the music start for you? Because I understand that, you know, this isn't the first genre that you're starting in. Don't mind my dogs. My wife just came home with my son. There's different genres that you have a love for, right? And you're in salsa now. But where does the music for you start?
Yeah, music in general started from an early age on the DJing side. I was exposed to it in Sunset Park on 48th Street, where I grew up. A neighbor of mine, someone that I consider a big brother, DJ Will, was a DJ on the block in the hood. And he used to always bring me, my brother, and some of our friends into his basement where he had everything set up. So it kind of like all just started from there, you know, listening to house music, classic R&B, freestyle music, club music, not too much Latin. Latin was more at home, like the house parties, block parties, you know, being exposed to salsa and merengue mainly and mostly. And then some other, you know, type of Latin music like baladas, boleros, you know, slow jams, etc.
Mingo, I got 2-part question real quick.
Sure.
So, well, actually, 1 part. You're from 48th Street, right? So Charlie's Pizza's closing down. Were you a big Charlie's Pizzeria guy?
Wow, brother, that's crazy. I saw that a few days ago on social media, man. Yeah, I used to, bro, all the time, man. Probably the best pizza in Sunset Park. Real good pizza.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is where we always there's always a little discrepancy with this.
Yeah, easy.
You're a Johnny's guy. You like Johnny's?
We're Johnny's.
Come on,
guys,
Johnny's
sure.
all day, brother.
No, Johnny's is good too, but I'm more of a pizza dude. Not because of the location. It was just to me a bit tastier.
Yeah. And King Squares. I know people always like King Squares, but whatever.
Yeah, not for nothing. I tried King's twice because everybody's always making noise about it.
Yeah.
They were pretty good. Good. But you know, I think it's proximity. You grow up.
I think it's just what you grow up on. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. But, I would agree with that.
So Mingo, why don't you tell the people what your knowledge is or your experiences and what it is that you do musically? Are you a musician where you write and play? Do you, what is your sort of wheelhouse?
Wow. It's pretty broad. I don't have a specific cup of tea, as they say, but I can do a bit of everything. I compose lyrically and melodically as far as songs are concerned. Obviously, I sing a bit. I play some percussion, mainly minor percussion being maracas, guiro, clave. As far as the Latin music is concerned, salsa specifically, which is the genre that I aspire to blow up in one day. But I also mess around with, some of the urban music as far as hip hop is concerned, reggaeton, R&B, some pop music. On that end, it's more on the production end, putting together the beats, as they say, within those genres, I'd say it's split down the middle. There's sample-based music, and then there's original music. I do both, and I can do both with pretty much ease. I also do engineering, recording engineer, mix engineer, and some mastering as well. I'm still, in the process of learning more on that end, but I can at least do some pre-mastering. Everything musically has all been self-taught. I've never been to any school.
Really?
Never studied music yet. Everything is just trial and error. I do study a lot, though. I study 7 days a week. I study on average 5 hours a day. Sometimes I break night. I'm always studying, whether it's reading, watching instructional videos, etc. I've been blessed to, have certain sources within the industry. People that have been doing it for a while, which have become mentors of mine,
Right.
especially on the engineering end. So they've been unbelievably instrumental in helping me, with the whole process of, from the get to the end, as far as recording is concerned.
Wow. So, wow, that's a lot.
I'm good at none of those things you said. So, but I do have a good ear for music. All right, and I like what you're doing. My thing with the salsa has been, I felt like it was a dying breed. Is that how you felt that made you get into this genre of music?
No, I didn't get into it because of that. I just fell in love with it as a child. Everything about it, rhythm, the actual songs, what they were saying, the musical arrangements, very captivating, very dynamic. So that's what really captured me as far as pursuing the genre as an artist. Obviously, I didn't do it at the age of 5 or 6 years old, but as my love for it developed, once I got to a certain age, I would be singing a lot of the classical salsa songs, and people would tell me, whether it be family, friends, sometimes even people just at work, customers coming in, they'd be like, "Hey, you sing?" And I'm like, "No, not really. I sing in the shower, and I like to sing while I'm listening to music." They were like, "Hey, you got a pretty good voice. You ever considered either going into radio, like maybe being a DJ or even a singer?" And I was like, "Not really, but maybe somewhere down the road." And then one day I said, "Hey, let me just record a demo. Let me just see." And I recorded something. I listened back to it, and it's difficult to listen to yourself, especially the first time, first
Oh, I
couple of
know.
times, and even today, believe it or not, even today, regardless of the level I may be at now, I'm still never satisfied with my work. It's like I always feel like I can do better, but I do hear that that's something common amongst, artists and people that are purists and perfectionists. And I do consider myself to be that. Um, so yeah, that's basically how it kind of started, and I listened to myself. I said, "Hey, there might be something here." Then I, started taking it a bit more serious. Before I actually did a recording, though, like an actual professional recording, I actually started performing live. Yeah,
Really?
I had a group here in New York called La Salsa, and we did like all the local circuits. But I'm talking about, it was like on a weekly basis, sometimes even 3 times a week, for about a 10-year period, roughly, maybe a little bit longer than that. Like G&G's, Gonzalez, we were there all the time. There used to be this place in Park Slope called 205th off of Union Street.
Wow.
Used to be there like every single weekend. There was a place up in the Bronx, off of Fordham, if I'm not mistaken, called Reds. There was another spot, another joint called the Jet Set. I think Jet Set is still around. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, a lot of those locals. There was another place in Park Slope called the Mambo Lounge. It was like off a Prospect.
Wow.
Yeah, but just in general, and then I also did a whole lot of private
A lot of
functions.
snow in there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yo, when he said Mambo Lounge, I was like, ooh. And listen, Gonzalez, man, I remember being in there and bands playing. Who knows? It could have been you. It could have been. That was a great spot.
Yeah, it is, and it still actually is. It still is. It's still probably the hottest salsa spot here in New York, if I'm correct. I believe it still is. It's done well with the salsa.
They made it through. I thought they shut down.
They moved, I think. Right? Or no?
I'm not sure if they moved. They might have. I'm not 100% sure.
Broadway and Houston.
Okay.
Recently I've seen some colleagues within the
Right,
salsa genre,
right.
that have posted performing there, or they're going to perform, if I recall correctly. So I believe they are still around.
That spot, I worked right upstairs from G&G, 627 Broadway. Yeah, 627 Broadway.
Wow.
This was the time of the birth of the internet, and I forget it was a design. I don't know if it was Hilfiger. I don't know who it was, but they had the space before the company I was in acquired it. And dude, that was like the best thing because I would just come Thursday or Friday, come downstairs. A few of my friends from work would go eat, drink, and the bands were playing. That place would get packed.
Jam packed.
Great.
Always. And the food was decent, it was pretty good, not bad. Prices within reason and all that stuff. And you know what? It was probably the of the venues I've done, probably like the safest place. There was never any problems there. I've never seen anything. And I mean, I performed there a lot, bro. A lot.
Really?
I remember there was a time where like a 3-month period where I performed there like twice a week. And never, no problems, no issues, everything always cool, like, everything under control.
I think G&G was like more of a working crowd. Go ahead, so I see it coming.
No, I see, because a lot of Sunset people probably ain't going there.
Yeah, it was a very it was a working crowd that went in there. You know what I'm saying? Like people from the area and even outside of there, but it was mostly just like white collar types.
It's the Ville, right?
Yeah, it was quite a bit. Yeah, it was a village. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like right around the corner is the Angelica Theater. Mm-hmm. They used to have I forgot the name of the shoe spot. It used to be right across the street before I think it's like a Reebok store now.
The Doc Martens. Everybody used to get the Doc
Martens.
Yeah. Like that place it's changed now. It's so commercialized. Like the village is like not. Else. Yeah, it's not what it used to be. You know what I mean? But I'm surprised that spot is still alive, man. That was really, that was a great place. It is a great place. I don't know what it's like now, but so Mingo, you spoke about so many different being able to work so many different aspects of music. So are you like a laptop guy or are you like a workstation guy? Like, are you working on an MP or SP 1200 or everything is like DAW inside your MacBook?
Well, I'm not a Mac dude. Actually,
really?
I'm a PC guy. Yeah, I'm a PC guy.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a PC guy only because of compatibility. With Apple, it's like they're constantly changing everything. So, whatever DAW workstation you're using, all the plugins, if they don't make their updates to work within the, Apple system, it's a pain in the ass, excuse my French. But on a PC side, the compatibility is pretty much always there. So I've always stuck with that. I either build my own computers or I have them built by professionals. Like I don't just get like a Dell off of, the Dell site or something like that, or HP. I actually like my computer, my workstation is only for music. It's pretty powerful, and I have like everything I need in there. As far as I'm more of a virtual guy.
Okay.
Your question, I do basically everything in the box, as they say, the majority. Right. I do some stuff outside of the box. I have like an MPC controller, so if I want to play some drums, if I'm working on a hip hop track or an R&B track or reggaeton, etc., I'll do that. I've become more of a programmer though. Programmer being, I work with Cubase, just so you guys know. Everybody, the majority of people are Pro Tools dudes. I have Pro Tools, and I have it because of certain clientele, because if you don't, it's like you don't attract people, or certain people might be like, nah, I don't know about Cubase.
Pro Tools is still the standard.
Yeah, that's what it is, because it's considered the industry standard. Everyone, that's the best. At the end of the day, it's all digital, and all these companies, Cubase, Steinberg is the actual company.
Yeah,
software is like either Cubase or Nuendo, Logic. They're all up to par. They can all basically do the same exact thing. Some might cater to a specific something a bit more than the other, but at the end of the day, they all basically do the same thing. So with that said, I become more of a programmer. So like I'll program my drums, I'll program my guitar licks, bass lines and things like that. Depending on the feel I'm looking for though, if I want more of a live natural feel, then I'll just, play it and trigger it either off of the pads or off of my keyboard, so that's the route I go.
Everybody's real confused right now.
Sorry for anyone that I confused.
No, not at all.
The question was asked. So
yeah. This is good. The good information.
So you said, like you said, you started into the game late, right? The salsa game, but you named some clubs there that you performed at that was years ago, Mambo, etc. Right? So, the salsa genre is like I won't say a good old boys club, but it's kind of like a small knit group of people. How have you had the welcoming with that?
Yeah, the welcoming's been good, man. The acceptance has been, really good. A lot of it has to do with the individual. In the music industry in general, there are a lot of egos. I don't know if it's because I've been so devoted to the salsa genre, but in the salsa genre, the ego thing is pretty extensive. As long as you go into it without that, whether it's someone that has an ego or someone that doesn't, they're very accepting of you. I have a real humble approach to everything. I never express or say and that I'm better than anyone, and that's because I genuinely and sincerely and truly feel that way. Regardless of how much experience I have in this, I still consider myself a student. I'm always asking questions. I like to learn, man. And that's my approach. I give everybody respect. I show everybody genuine love. I help everybody out. And I guess because of those things, everyone has embraced me, So that's definitely a good thing. It puts you in a real comfort zone.
I think that's something you said that I want to key in there. You said that you're always asking questions and you're always learning. I think that's like directly important with any passion that you have, whether it be sports, music, whatever. If you're not constantly learning, you're not growing. That means, you're going to get swept up, and passed. And in music, especially, you have to keep up with because things are always changing,
Yeah. Always evolving all the time.
It's super important that you're like always asking questions and such. But even further, like, you're saying that your reception has been well and whatever. What is the hardest part to navigate when it comes to being a salsero or being in the salsa world? Dealing with the venues, label wise, business wise. Like, what has been the biggest obstacle for you? I guess.
Wow. Yeah. I would say probably trying to reach the masses. Reaching the masses has been the most difficult, and I don't think that that's exclusive to me. I'd say that's probably exclusive across the board to any and every aspiring artist and in any genre of music. You can only do so much on your own, and usually, unless something crazy happens, some crazy luck happens to strike you, the extent of where you go stays, locally. And when I say locally, I'm not necessarily meaning like your block or your neighborhood, but locally as in, it doesn't cross borders. It's you might not hit another country. You know what I mean? And that's probably been the most difficult aspect of it all. Because again, you can only do so much. To make it in the industry, it's a lot, bro. It's not just time and dedication. Money is a big factor.
Really?
Yeah, you got to be able to to promote yourself the correct way, or get the right people. It's not even you, really. You have to be able to access the right people, the people that will give you that exposure.
The keys.
A lot of
La llave.
La llave, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
you need someone that's my goal. That's my focus. My focus, starting in 2021 is actually 2021. Am I off? 2022.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm real off. 2020.
We lost that year. We all did.
That's Sully's fault. Blame it on Sully. 2022. That's gonna be my focus. I have to find, as they say, un padrino, someone that believes in me, because you can believe in yourself all you want. And that's a great thing because, it reinforces not giving up. But the key is finding someone in the hierarchy, Pancho, that believes in you. Bro, when somebody like that believes in you, as long as you're level-headed, everything just pans out smoothly, bro. So that's going to be my focus, in addition to obviously, releasing new music and that stuff. But I have to find someone that's going to help me reach that status.
That goes, in most things in life, right? It's somebody that opened that door and now they're pulling you with, through that door also.
Yes,
right?
sir. Absolutely.
So this is something we aspire also, right? We do the podcast and eventually we hope that somebody will, be like, yo, I like what these guys are doing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to help them out and get them to this next level, right? That's what we all aspire to do.
Yes,
now, what do you think? Like, is the internet, like TikTok, all the shit that they do, is that something that will help you as far as getting your music out there? Like
you mean, so basically like all social media related
yeah,
stuff,
like
TikTok, YouTube, Instagram,
yeah,
Facebook, or Twitter, etc. Yeah, that stuff can help. But that again, again, this is my personal opinion. A lot of that stuff is luck based. Having to do something that by luck goes viral.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's tough, bro. It's tough.
Well, it's the thing with NEMS that we spoke about. People think, oh, he just blew up overnight. He's been doing this 20 plus years, NEMS. It's just he got the viral video now that goes with the music.
So,
by the way, I do music. That's what telling him.
He Sonny and I were speaking about this, and I was telling him, I was like, I remember Nims from when he used to do Fight Club. Fight Club was like a battle, rap battle situation, and Nims was like a young guy, like estaba flaco, like he's all gordito. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a long time. So now in this moment, everybody knows who he is because he came out with that "Fuck Your Life" Bing Bong. And everybody's like, oh my God, we like this guy. The appeal and appearance of Nims is connected through this moment. So these people are like, oh, this guy's hilarious, not knowing that he's been a musician for 20 plus years. I'm not gonna say music, I say rapper. He's been a rapper for 20 plus years. And people know him in the industry, right? So I guess what Sully's probably trying to allude to is, is it possible to have that moment? I would think, anything is possible with the internet nowadays.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, it's definitely possible. It's just like kind of like what you're saying. It has to be some sort of like luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just it's a different thing because being in salsa, I would say salsa is not really geared towards funny. Right? It's not like a, that kind of thing. I think salsa is more about sound and appearance. When you see salsa videos or performances, you're talking about big orquesta and dude comes out with the open shirt with his taco meat out, you know what I mean? Or they come in looking like very urban. It's in that sort of pocket. I think, listening to your music, I don't know if you feel this way, Sully, but when I hear his music, I think of stuff we grew up on. It has that sort of like organic, authentic feel to it. Yeah. It doesn't sound poppy, right?
Right.
It doesn't sound like pop music. And I think that's where you're going, right?
That's definitely, what I'm putting out there. Let me ask you a question, just really quick. Are you hearing an echo on your end?
Now I am.
You are? All right, hold up a second.
Well, I am.
How about now?
Yeah, I hear him. No, I'm good.
All right, good. If you're just joining the show, I'm your host, Mr. A.
Sully Sassong in the building.
And this is the set 6145. Tonight, we're speaking to the gentleman from Brooklyn, Mr. Mingo B. And we're talking about all things music, his experiences, things that he hopes to accomplish, and sort of everything in between. Mingo, you know, we're covering all this serious stuff. Let's talk about some more relaxed subject matter. Personally, you know, are you married? Do you have a family? And how do you balance, if you do, how do you balance all these things? Because it sounds like you're a real busy cat.
Yeah, I'm somewhat busy. And yes, I am married. I'm happily married. I have also a beautiful son, beautiful daughter. Basically, everything is, priority.
Right.
Family before everything. My family comes before music, before work, before playtime. The only thing that comes before my family is God.
Okay.
Before my family. I'm a real spiritual dude. You know, I'm a God-loving dude. I'm not a fanatic, but I am, devoted to God, So that's what I do, I make sure that anything and everything pertaining to my family, to my wife, my son, and my daughter, and also, like those, that are true loved ones to me, like my parents, obviously. Thank God I have both of them in my life still. And my siblings, I make sure that anything and everything pertaining to them is taken care of first. Once that's done with, I devote my time to, music and sports or anything else that interests me.
Who was your favorite artist growing up, like salsa was?
Wow, Sully. Why you gonna put me in the spot like that? Damn,
That's
bro.
it.
It was nice talking to you guys.
I don't think there could be a favorite one, right?
Okay, give us the ones that passed on, then at least. This way you don't burn no bridges.
This is what I'll do. I'm gonna give you a list, and again, it's not an entire list.
Not
I
in
probably
order.
have a list of five. Yeah, not in order. I probably have a list of like 500.
Right.
That I consider all to be actually like number one.
Okay.
Not 1A or 1B, like all equal. I'm gonna give you. It's gonna be a combination of groups and solo artists. Gran Combo. De la salsa, Gran Combo de Puerto Rico. Olvídate, papá. That's the cream right there. Oscar de León.
Oh man.
Otro monstruo. Willie Rosario. Sonora Ponceña. Ruben Blades. Rivera. Sonero Mayor. Gilberto Santa Rosa, who arguably, in my opinion, he's without question the best sonero in the industry in the last I don't know how many years, and arguably the greatest of all time. He's something truly special.
I remember I went to Gilberto and Victor's concert. It was crazy.
Wow. Victor was another one I was going to mention. Victor's another absolute beast. Just to touch base really quickly on Gilberto, in addition to being such an exceptional and elite, otherworldly salsero, bro, that guy for me personally, is the example of what an artist should be. I call him el más ejemplar. He's just, bro, everything about him is correct, bro. The way he conducts himself, everything he does is the way every artist, at least artists in general, but especially in the salsa, should aspire to be like. He really is el caballero de la salsa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's just so many artists, bro. There's, New York artists like Jose Alberto el Canario, Raulin Rosendo. Bro, there's just a lot of salsa artists. From Colombia, El Grupo Nietzsche. Just so many, bro. Also from Colombia, Joe Arroyo. May he rest in peace.
Orquesta Guayacán is one of my.
Guayacán, bro. Also
Guayacán
awesome.
is crazy.
Yeah, awesome, bro. There's a lot of great salseros from just everywhere. You know, Cuba. You know, you have sadly, you know, passed away not too long ago. Alberto from Alberto y su Son 14, also absolutely one of the greatest composers ever, and their music was just phenomenal. There's a sonero, arguably also considered, you know, to be right there, maybe with Gilberto as far as the greatest sonero ever, Candido Fabre. Beats. If you guys are not familiar with that guy, look that guy up in YouTube, bro. This guy will improvise for you, freestyle and hip hop off the head for 3 hours straight.
Jeez.
Yeah, some of these guys just they have this thing that's just unbelievable, bro.
It's funny. People usually lead with Gran Combo or Fania. That their lists always start. Yeah, they always start.
From Fania, you know, you're like I mentioned, Hector Lavoe, Ruben Blades, you know, like this. Because Fania was the actual label, you know,
right?
And then from there, the Fania All Stars, and then all those that Fidel Conde Rodriguez, Hector Casanova, the great Johnny Pacheco, Celia Cruz, bro. Celia Cruz is, woo! You know, and please, you know, it's something very important for people to understand. Celia Cruz is not female salsera. Oh yeah, she's the greatest female salsera. Oh yeah, she was great for a woman. Nah, Celia Cruz is right there with any male salsero ever.
Mm-hmm.
She has such a presence about her, and I think,
bro, everything.
Yeah, I think that you know, the younger generation, like Sully was the one who put me on to other artists in salsa. My father, growing up, in the times that I would be around him, would have reel-to-reels of music spanning from like the mid to late 50s all the way into the 70s. So I used to hear music like, and it'd be like, who the hell is? And then the funny thing is, I would hear hip hop samples, and I would be like, that's where they got it from. Oh shit! But I think Celia, for me, I didn't really understand the magnitude of her artistry until very later in life, and I was like, wow, this woman was a part of so much.
She's like the Aretha Franklin of salsa.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but her career was just, you know. And Fania, yes, the label, it's the umbrella that encompasses all these amazing artists that did work. Amazing. You know, Sully, we had Mingo, we had a conguero with us, Bobby Allende.
Oh, Bobby is phenomenal musician.
Amazing.
Amazing. So that guy has recorded with everybody.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
He was name dropping for sure.
Dude,
he's awesome, bro.
We had him on the show. And he was telling Sully and I that they stood in the studio. They recorded 3 albums. It was 3 or 4 albums.
3 or 4, yeah.
In 1 week. Completo. Yeah. And it was Ruben Blades and I see his face right now. He just finished saying his name. Hector Lavoe. That was the last album he actually worked on. Okay. But amazing work.
See, like, funny you mentioned Bobby. I've had the opportunity, privilege of meeting him, like you know, basically, you know, just crossing paths. You know, pleasure to meet you real brief. I'm sure he doesn't remember who the hell I am. But Bobby Allende, you know, he is one of these musicians that is at that level, whether it's live or in the studio. Se la pone donde sea y como sea. Está curado, like they say in salsa. Está curado. He's an absolute beast, and you see, he is at that level that he can record 3, 4, 5 albums in a week. You know, he can go into the studio and record for you, depending, obviously, you know, the time involved and all that stuff. But as far as, you know, his capability, he can record a whole entire album for you, all percussion, conga, bongo, timbal, de arriba abajo, 8 tracks in probably 1 day, bro, if he doesn't get tired. You know, he's at that level. And these guys, bro, knock this shit out. Excuse my French, quick. These guys sometimes 1, 2 takes and it's a wrap. It's done. Guys are unbelievable, bro. These guys are true virtuosos, bro.
Yeah, he's amazing, Bobby. It's like when you go to, like, I had a little dabble with doing salsa concerts and stuff, right? So like if you want to do a concert, you hire a band basically, right? Because you don't have a band. Mingo B has a band.
You're saying me myself.
Yeah, like if like you. Okay. because I know a lot of artists in general. Usually, when like even if we brought whoever here, they would have a band fill for them, right? So is that something that you would have to go through? Like if you wanted to do a performance, or do you have the salsa duo still? Like do you have your
Well,
band still?
yeah, no, I don't have a band. That's why the Mingo B thing, I don't go about Mingo B y su orquesta or Mingo B y su conjunto because it's just Mingo B. I don't. I would have to, as you just said, I would have to get together, local musicians, rehearse the tunes and perform. I would probably have the blessing of utilizing the guys that do the recordings that I do, because it's the same musicians. They're all here from New York, and we've developed a bond and a really good relationship. And obviously, it's all depending on their availability. But as long as they're available, that's the route I would probably go. If not, there are plenty of other great musicians here in New York. But yeah, that's the way it would have to be. I would have to basically get together, a group of musicians, and we'd have to rehearse, get the tunes, locked and tight, to be able to put out the best sound possible. I don't have a band because, the music has changed. You see, back then, during the heyday of salsa, um, people actually had their own bands. Their musicians were exclusive to them for the most part, which is why back then everyone had a sound. Bro, you would sit down and probably without even hearing the vocals, you would be able to say, okay, yeah, that's a Gran Combo. Oh yeah, that's Eddie Palmieri. Oh yeah, that's Hector Lavoe. Because everyone had a unique sound.
Right.
They actually had a sound. Today things are different. And back then, in many cases, the actual musicians that did the recording were the ones that played live because it was the band. Today it's not really like that. Today it's a group of musicians that basically do the majority of the recordings. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of people that promote themselves as like the band this, the band that, la orquesta de orquesta that. When in reality, the guys that did the recording are not the ones performing. You know, I'm not trying to diss anybody. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's why the point of me saying this is that's why I am not promoting myself as like my band.
Right.
Because the musicians that I use in the recording that have helped me, because these are the guys that have helped me create this sound. I specifically told them, hey, listen, this is what I want, and this is what they reproduced. These guys are top notch, not just studio musicians, but also live musicians. My piano player and musical director for my recordings, and the one that did the arrangement on the song that I currently have out, Hoy Mañana, is Ricky Gonzalez. Ricky Gonzalez, just look the guy up. This guy has worked with every artist in the industry. This guy has been involved with anywhere from 300 to 500 hits. He is actually the keyboardist for Mark Anthony. He's been with Mark Anthony for like 20, 25 years.
I think Ricky and Bobby did something together, a show or something. Right?
They've done they've done hundreds of things together. Hundreds of things. I've had the blessing of having a lot of these, top guys, percussionists. I use George Delgado, which is another world-renowned percussionist. Has played with everybody. He's currently the conguero for Spanish Harlem Orchestra. The trombone player on the track that I have out now is Ozzy Melendez. He's also the trombone player for Mark Anthony. I have the blessing of having all these top guys. On a saxophone, I use Ivan Renta. Trumpet, Manuel Maneco Ruiz, also top-notch trumpet player. He does all the Broadway shows. On this specific track, on timbal, I use a childhood friend of mine, Juan Herena, which is also a great percussionist. The background vocals, the coros, I have had the blessing of doing this with one of the greatest salsa singers ever, one of the most world-renowned, Tito Allen. So in those background vocals, it's Tito Allen and also one of my mentors, Aris Martinez, which is also one of the best choral singers. He's one of the best singers, general, period. But as far as recordings are concerned, bro, look up all the salsa recordings done in New York from the 90s throughout up until now, actually. And you're gonna see Aris Martinez's name there. He's done all the recordings. He actually, when I don't know if you guys remember RMM, Ralph Mercado, record label. Yeah. So they had this big thing many moons ago called La Combinación Perfecta. That was when Sergio George was the musical director and producer behind the whole thing. The one of the two main choral singers for that whole entire thing was Aris Martinez. You know, so I'm using guys, bro. These guys come into the studio and they just make everything so easy for me.
Right.
You know, that's part of why, you know, a lot of people might be like, hey, you know, wow, you're a great engineer. I'm okay. You know, I know what I'm doing. But bro, when you start with the right people, everything else just pans out. When you're using the top guys that, you know, this is their bread and butter. This is like, you know, the back of their hand. It just makes the whole process, you know, work. You know, and then when you're dealing with these guys, I have no other choice but to put out my best. Like, I'm not one of these dudes that I just go into the studio. Yeah, I'm just gonna go sing. Nah, bro. I make sure, even though I own my studio, I make sure that before I actually lay out my vocals, bro, I rehearse that like 100 times. I make sure that I know that shit like writing my name on a loose leaf paper, and I go into the studio. And boom, I knock it out. Like, I'm not one of these singers that, because a lot of people nowadays, you know, you go to the studio, you sing however as best as you can, and then they fix you up. They got like all these auto tunes, Melodyne, and things of that nature. You come to my studio, and then you can go into my computer. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't use any of that stuff. I just sing. I sing my ass off. I sing my heart out, and I don't, you know, I'll do it over 1,000 times if I need to until it's as best as I can, you know, naturally do it, you know, and that's what you're listening to in my recordings.
Nice. I'm still waiting for the Sazon Reggaeton album, kid. We got to get together. Right?
Wow, bro, you got it. You know what? I was gonna say that before. Yeah, bro, you let me know. You let me know once I move, because I'm in the process of moving, as I had mentioned to you before we got started. You know, I'm gonna build my studio from scratch, as far as construction is concerned in the new home. And once that's done, bro, just, you know, we're linked up. So just let me know if you want to do it. That's cool, bro. And that'll be great. What, you know what? That might be, you know, check this out. Remember what you said before about TikTok and, you know, like just something crazy happened? Bro, that might be the one that'll put the money in our pockets for you to take the show, the set 6145, next level, and then for me to take Mingo B to the next level. You never know, bro.
You never know, right? They already stole some ideas from you. You might be right on that one.
Yo, don't talk. I was just gonna say, what the hell are you? What's Sazon out? Don't listen. Don't say no more. We don't want nobody. We don't want nobody doing that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Damn, Mingo. It seems like, you know, listening to you, you know, you don't sound like the type of person that's gonna go in and record and be punching in and punching your vocals like a lot. You know what I mean? Especially with the group that you're surrounded by. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't really do much punching in, only because of the way I prep for it. Not that I'm really a one take guy, or that I'm trying to do things in one take, because that's not my approach. My approach is, you know, in a recording, you know, for me personally, the recording, a lot of people say, yeah, you know, hey, you know, live, bro, you gotta ace it. You gotta, bro, in the recording, to me, is just as important. You know why? Live, you can get away with things. Live, there's no rewind unless somebody's recording it.
Right.
When you're in the studio, bro, you can hear that over 50,000 times. And anyone that knows, hears something, they just gotta bring it back to that spot. Oh shit, man. Oh wow, he sounds terrible there. You know, I can't afford that. You know? So yeah, I'm not really much of a punching guy, but yeah, yeah, I do it, and yeah, obviously it has happened, you know. But I just try to prep real hard so that I can, you know, knock it out not as quick, but as best as possible.
Right.
And what I do is, because, you know, I own my studio, and you know what the DAW, you know, digital audio workstation program, in my case Cubase, what it allows me to do, I'll record from top to bottom. I'll record it 10 times. I'll record the song 10 times from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And listening back, you know, there might be a take where, hey, this part sounded better here. And, you know, you can comp these things, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, it gives you, you know, all that type of, you know, accessibility to just do so much.
It's funny because, so, I think right now, when I was just talking about punching in, I was thinking about, remember La Bamba when he does his first recording and he's doing the same note the same time? Where? He's like, it doesn't sound different. You did 100 takes. They all sound the same. People with an ear for music, and you know this, Sally, too. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that you just hear that other people don't. And musicians and people that are really in tune and like and love music, you could be somewhere and you'll hear shit in the background of music that other people just never pick up on. Right?
It's funny. We were talking about that, like with the CNC with Lucho, right? When I was at the CNC Freedom Williams thing, and it was like the same shit over and over. And I'm like, yo, how are these guys doing this, man? Like, this the time consuming, you know, but that's why studios are expensive, right?
Yeah.
Another thing too, I heard some classic house song. I think the India song, the whatever, and you hear the engine, you hear them talking, and I was like, yo, I heard them talking right now. It's crazy.
Like, I love listening to music. Yeah, I love listening to music and picking up on those things. Even in hip hop, sometimes you listen to hip hop and there's like an underlining like note. It could be a tone, it could be a horn, it could be like he said, somebody talking, and they do that a lot more even now in music, and nobody hears it, and it's like, dude, you don't hear that? You don't listen. You don't got the ear the way I do. My ears are different. I hear every fucking thing. and to what I think you were also alluding to in your performance that you could get away with, and as opposed to recording, you know, there's things that you can do that people are not going to pick up on. They're just not. But when you're in the studio and you're around these professionals that you named, they hear everything, right?
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things that it's like, you know what? Oh, I hear it. I know they hear it. I got to go back and fix that. You know?
Exactly. You know, and because of, you know, their professional, you know, and purist approach to everything, it has to be done correct. There's just no way around it, unless you know, it's just something that, you know, there's certain people that unfortunately just can't, you know, get something done. You know, they just can't knock something out, you know. But there's always, you know, workaround things, you know. Sometimes, you know, there's just something that someone, you know, can't humanly do. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that singers can't do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like there's workarounds, you know, like let's say it's something note related. There's just a note that it could just be on that given day. You can't hit that note. You know what? Within that arrangement, that melody, you know, the key of the song, there are what they call alternate notes. Right. So that can work for you. You know what I'm saying? And then you end up doing that, you know? So it just depends on you know, what the circumstances and that given moment, you know?
Wow.
What are you looking to do next?
Yeah.
What was that, brother?
What are you looking to do next?
As far as a song?
Yeah, music wise.
Yeah, I actually I do have 2 other tracks already recorded. The song that I have out now, Hoy Mañana, in addition to that song, I had recorded 2 other songs within. So it's like a 3-song project. Same musicians, and Ricky Gonzalez also did the arrangement for the 2 songs that I'm referring to. So I will be releasing one of those songs. My hopes were to release it now in December. Obviously, that's not going to happen, and it's because of, you know, everything going on in my life outside of the music, with this move and stuff like that. So I'm anticipating and I'm hoping God willing, if all works out, probably in maybe second to third week of February, I'll release the next track. It's going to be totally different from what I have out now. It's going to be, organic, as our brother mentioned here, within that realm, and sticking more to the essence and the tradition. But it's going to be something different. It's going to be something, and it's going to be real street. And let me tell you, man, this one track, the one I'm referring to, this is one of those tracks that, if it falls in the right hands, bro, it's gonna be something that you guys are gonna be laughing when y'all hear it.
All right.
It's real street and it's real funny.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm interested already. I want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
You play behind the scenes? What's going on? Man, ultimately, I'm sure a hit record would be sort of like reaching the apex of your career as a musician. Are you comfortable now where you're at musically? Because we talked about always learning and growing and things of that nature, but putting in the time that you have these many years, do you feel most comfortable now with where you're at, and your sort of your abilities?
But is that specifically referring to skill wise?
Your career overall.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good with where I'm at. But without question, I know, it's not just a feeling. Like, I know there's still much more for me to learn and improve on. I can definitely take my singing to a next level.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Mingo B, the artist, and just a lot of other things. Like I had mentioned earlier, I play minor percussion, maracas and guido, but I have like this deep passion to become a really good conguero. So I want to learn to play those types of instruments like conga, el bongo, el timbal. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more I want to do, regardless of me feeling certain satisfaction,
Right.
with where I'm at right now.
Right.
I feel comfortable enough. It's weird because my own things, my own projects, I feel that like, hold on, before I do this, I need to get this. I need to do that. But if it came to working with a different artist, then it doesn't matter which artist it is and what genre. If it's salsa, like it could be a Mark Anthony or Gilberto. In hip hop, it could be a Nas, a Jay-Z, an Alicia Keys. It doesn't matter who it is. Any artist that would have called me to be part of their project, like from an engineering and from a producer, without question, I feel I won't even flinch. I won't feel any pressure. I feel extremely comfortable going into any studio, being the recording engineer, being the mix engineer. If somebody wants me to produce a track for them, like I feel 100% about it. Like there's just no flinching at all on my part from that. I feel real comfortable with. It's funny, like I said, working with another artist. Yeah, with myself, I'm still always like,
That's a different thing.
Yeah,
because it's a different thing because it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be that.
Yeah, but when you're working with an art, I think Sally, like when you're working with somebody else, you have a vision or understanding of that person in your own mind creatively. So you're like, you know what? This is what's gonna come out because of who they are, right? Within yourself, there's so much more going on. I don't want to sound like this. I sort of want this kind of feeling, but I want it to be with, I think
you overthink it.
Exactly. Yeah.
What I do, what I do, something I've it was something that just like clicked in me several moons ago. And this is my approach to everything with music across the board, but especially and specifically with me as an artist, is I listen to everybody, every single artist. I listen to everyone. but I listen to them to know what not to do. If that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
You know, that's why, like, you know, people are always listening. Yo, what's this guy doing? Yo, what's she doing? Oh shit, yeah, nah. I listen to make sure I do not go that route, that I don't do anything, you know, that can, you know, minimally sound anything like that. I just try to avoid that by all means necessary.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't. You know, like I listen, like, you know, it's funny. There's one of the tracks that I recorded, which was the first one that I released, Cuando se canta bonito. That was a tribute to El Maestro Willie Rosario and to Gilberto Santa Rosa. That was, if I recall correctly, that was Gilberto's first recording ever with Willie Rosario. That album, actually. That song was a big hit. I recorded that as a tribute to them because that's one of as artists, and then the song, you know, itself, you know, just captivated me. If you listen, when you guys have a moment, listen to their version and listen to my version. Musically, as far as the arrangement, it's pretty identical. I wanted to keep it close to the way they're sounded as possible. There is a difference in instrumentation as far as the horns are concerned, because his instrumentation, if I recall correctly, it's, I think, 3 or 4 trumpets and a baritone sax. Mine has 2 trumpets, a trombone, and a baritone sax. But Ricky Gonzalez, who did the what they call the transcription of it, which is basically listen to the original arrangement and by ear figure out everything that's going on and then rewrite it.
Right.
He did it so that it sounds as close as possible to the original, to not tamper with that. But vocally, the vocal, listen to what I did vocally and listen to what Gilberto. There is nothing. Every single note is completely different. Everything. I just did it because I wanted to make it myself. Why do I want to imitate Gilberto or try to? Number one, I wouldn't be able to imitate him. I wouldn't be able to come anywhere near close. You know, I'd just be, you know, ridiculing myself.
Right.
And it's like, you know, it's already acknowledged and recognized, you know, with his voice. So why am I going to sing it like him? You know, I figure, hey, let me try to make it my own. And I believe I did, you know, and everyone, you know, that has listened to it, whether it's the general public or musicians that really know about this, you know, that's the first thing they comment. And they're like, bro, you did that song justice, man, because you made it your own. You know, you don't sound anything like him. You basically sang it like if it was your song. You know, so that's my approach to everything. That's why I listen to people to know what not to do.
You just drop singles like EP, or you drop albums?
You know what, Sally? I stick to singles. And the reason I stick to singles is for what I consider to be 2 really, really good reasons. One of them is I'm doing this myself. I don't have a record label. I don't have, you know, someone with a lot of dough that will be able to, you know, work multiple songs. You know?
Pick up the budget.
Yeah, exactly. Number 2, which is probably even more important, you know, in my opinion, is, bro, if I record an album and I put the whole album out the way it's normally done, that's it. The album is out. You're gonna hear all the songs, all 8 or 10 of them, that same exact day within that 45-minute period. That's it, bro. Do you know how much it costs to record a salsa album?
Yeah, buddy.
Record a top-notch salsa album. It'll run you like a top-notch. Only because I have a studio, it won't cost me that much, but on average, $50,000. So if I put that album out, what do I have next? For me to be able to record another album, that's just gonna take like 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's why I release singles, you know. That's the only reason.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna ask a question, and this is gonna sound a little crazy. No. It has to do with the music, and maybe Sally should probably recognize this. It's gonna sound crazy because they're gonna be like, huh? Growing up, listening to my father's music, and being in tune with what's being played, congas, timbales, saxophones, trumpets, trombones, clave, all these instruments. The one instrument that I do not hear anymore in salsa is the flute. Why is that? It was so big in my father's music.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's there are some people that do incorporate it. I don't think that there's like any specific reason. It's not that they've tried to like obsolete it or anything. It's
Right.
just that in the salsa genre, for some time there are like, as far as arrangements are concerned, there's like standards. Like a standard is using 2 trumpets and 2 trombones.
Right.
Or 3 trumpets and 2 trombones, or 2 trumpets, 2 trombones, and a baritone sax. So it just all depends on the the instrumentation that they want. There are some people that do incorporate flutes, but just not everyone. Flutes is also really popular in what they call the charanga sound. So if you were to hear, anyone that puts out a charanga recording, you're more than likely going to hear a flute. So, that might also play a role in it, that the majority of the stuff that you hear, everybody's trying to record something that falls within the commercial realm. So you might not necessarily hear the flute,
I sort of miss it because he used to, like, a lot of the songs that I grew up on had that. Look, Sully got a joke already. Look, a lot of the songs that I listened to growing up, again through my father, that was always something that I would pick up on. That was a commonality, right? They always had like a flute playing, and I don't hear it no more. I just don't. I don't know.
My father played the fucking Pied Piper.
The tipo está cagado.
You crazy.
Oh man.
If you go on YouTube, bro, and you type in charanga, you'll hear hundreds, if not thousands, of songs. So you'll be able to reappreciate that again.
Yeah, appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining the show, you are shit out of luck. Mingo, just to let you know, you part of the set family now. If you have anything, of course, brother, if you have anything going on, concert, new music, anything, and you want to promote, all you got to do is reach out, and the platform is yours. If you want to send us items that that you're releasing and let us play it on the show, we can do that as well. But why don't you tell everybody where you can be found, where they can look for you?
I will do. Before I do so, though, thank you for that, man. I really appreciate both of you, and God bless both of you, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so basically, you can follow me on Instagram. If you go on Instagram, my Instagram is actually public. So if you're in the search, you type in Mingo B official, Mingo B official. You'll be able to find me and follow me. I appreciate that. If not, anyone that's actually following my brothers here, I'm in their in their friends thing. So you can look me up that way as well, and just follow me. On YouTube also, you can find me. There you go. Boom. Awesome. Thank you. You can on YouTube also type in Mingo B, El Nene de la Salsa, or Mingo B Salsa, and you'll see my tracks come up. They usually come up like right away. Go to my channel and subscribe to that as well. That helps out a whole lot, believe it or not. And on Facebook, again, it's also public, my profile. So just in the search, type in Mingo B, and that there you go. Well, actually, that's YouTube.
This is the YouTube here.
Yeah, just send me a friend request. As long as you're not a weirdo, I'll accept it. And if you can't find me in the search for some reason, again, my brothers here, have me as their friends on Facebook. So if you have access to looking through their friends, just send me a request. I will gladly accept. Thank you so much.
Mingo, before we go, who do you guys look like? Your dad or your mom? Because you, Andy, and Giz are triplets, man.
Yeah, triplets. We look like our pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, dad has strong genes.
Yeah, man. Y'all look like triplets. It's crazy. It's like I'm talking to Giz or Andy right now too.
That shit is funny. I'm gonna let him know. Giz might be watching actually.
All right.
Salute to Giz.
My man.
Yo, so Mingo, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're gonna tuck you away in the green room, and
Yes,
you let us close out the show, and we'll chat behind the scenes.
All right, great. Thank you again, and thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight. I appreciate you. God bless.
Thank you, brother.
Salute. Sit tight. Ladies and gentlemen, Salsero, Mr. Mingo B. Man, it's funny how when you start having the conversation, it just takes all sorts of twists and turns.
For sure.
And you end up talking about things that you like. Where did that come from?
Yeah. That's a great conversationalist.
Yeah, for real. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sunday we'll be co-hosting the memorial. Next Wednesday we have a guest from the sports world, and Mr. Coach Manny Bombs. I hope you could all join us for that. Chino, we see you, brother. And then the end of the month we have the Chop It Up session, and then the new year will be here. So thank you for joining us. Sally, hit him with the like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe the channel, the set 6145. If you like what you heard today. Now, please, guys, if you get a chance, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it. Let's go.
All right, people. So we'll see you Sunday. We hope you all could join us for the memorial service. And if not, we will see you next Wednesday with Coach Manny Bombs. Sally,
come down Sunday, buy me a drink.
I don't think
take me out to dinner, baby.
I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem that night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we out of here.